Hey all, King Brown here, and I've got something very special I'm going to cook up for you today. This recipe is the King Brown pulled pork recipe. I was doing this at rodeos and stuff like that and selling pulled pork sliders. Today I'm actually doing this for some friends, and we're going to have, not sliders, we're having pulled pork tacos. So we'll have probably some rice and sour cream and chili sauce go with the pulled pork. But anyway, it's how I do the pulled pork, and it's almost exactly the same as how I used to do it at the rodeos when I was cooking for rodeos and catering events like that. The only difference is, back them days, I went to the butcher shop to get my meat, 100% all the time. This time I didn't. This time I'm actually got this from Coles, and you'll probably recognise it there. It's a nice cheap cut, $8 a kilo. Shoulder roast, boneless. It's got that mesh around it. We're going to cut him out of this plastic, and it's got that mesh holding it together. So it's a boned out shoulder. Shoulder's really good for doing pulled pork, and but I would normally just get a whole shoulder or get it boned out by the butcher, and I used to have quite large ones and do it in big hand ovens. But I thought, what a great little way, if it works. I don't know if it will, because I've never used this before. We're going to find out if this works okay. Cheap little way of doing a very easy meal, because some people can make pulled pork really technical by adding all these different ingredients and stuff to it, and I don't. I actually do it a lazy man's way of doing it, and it comes out really tasty. So I'm going to show you how I do it. The little trick at the end that I do will blow you away. It is so ridiculously, stupidly easy. It'll blow you away, I promise you. It's worth hanging around to the end to see what I do. But right now we're going to cut these open, and we're going to get him going over here in one of my ovens. I've got 3 ovens over here. I've got a big one, a little one, and a middle-sized one. We're using the middle-sized one, which is a 17-inch Harding. So it's not exactly a tiny little oven. And I've already got some heat under him. I'm getting this out. I'm going to leave him in the mesh and pull the mesh off later before I start pulling the meat. I'm expecting this to sizzle a bit. Bit of a sizzle there. I'll slow that down in a second. I'll get my other one on. Come on. And cut my bloody finger. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Come in, have a nice close up of that one there, Martina. Sizzling away. So I'm going to add, what I normally add is to that, to keep some moisture in there, because I do want to bake it like a traditional roast. What I'd normally add is some chicken stock, but I've already got some beef stock open, so I want to use that up. So we'll use that first, because it doesn't really matter. Look at that steam coming out of there now. Beautiful. It's also giving me some control over the heat on that floor. It's getting pretty hot there. I've got a fair bit of heat underneath that at the moment. That's all right. Beautiful big ovens, these Hardings. They're great to work with. Look at that steam in there. See it? That's brought the temperature of the oven down a little bit. And that's fine, because it'll soon come up. The heat hasn't changed underneath. All right, we're going to get this lid on there now. See, that was only a little bit of this beef stock. It didn't take a lot. It was already, half of this was already gone, and it's still got some left in it. We're going to put some heat up on the lid, because we do want to have that baking effect. If I only leave the heat underneath, it's just going to stew or fry. That's not what we want. We want it to be baking, so we do need top heat. And I need to put my gloves on to do that, because there's a fair bit of heat coming out of these coals down here. Don't forget the King Brown gloves. You can buy these at campovenkitchen.com.au. Oh, the dogs are going to have a run. Couple of dogs barking in the background. Hey, shut up! They're not going to listen to me. They're going to keep barking. Hang on. We have to wait. Hurry up. Tell them to shut up. Righto, we'll get back into it. I think the dogs have finished their barking episode. Where was I up to? Oh yeah, we've got to add some heat to the lid, and we've got some tongs. Oop. We'll grab some charcoal out of there. Martini, come in and get close-ups when I do that sort of stuff. Get some footage of that up nice and close up. Yeah, it's a bit of a hot day to be hanging around charcoal, but anyway. Late this afternoon when the sun gets a bit less harsh, and we'll be sitting around with a couple of cold beers and a nice tender pork taco. All my troubles will be going away by then, it'll be fine. Don't need a heck of a lot on the lid. But you do need some. That's going to be pumping out a bit. That's going to get a fair bit of heat into that. Alright, so now the target to get pulled pork, internal temperature is 205 degrees. 205 F, okay, Fahrenheit. Which I think is something like 96 degrees Celsius, something like that. But anyway, you can ignore that a little bit too. As long as it falls apart at the end of the day, who cares, you know? I'd cook it. I am going to use a temperature gauge to try and get it to the 205. We'll be testing it throughout the afternoon and see how it's progressing in heat and internal temperature. And then when it comes to pulling, I'm actually going to, instead of using like forks or rakes to rip it apart like that, I generally use a fork and a knife, and I'll try and shred it and chop it, whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, as long as it gets sliced up, diced up, minced up into pieces, and then I would put that into the gravy, and I would cook it in a gravy usually for a bit longer, and that's my beautiful pork and gravy rolls. In this case, I'm going to be saucing it up and showing you exactly the recipe of my very secret sauce that I've been using all this time to make beautiful barbecue style pulled pork. So we'll let that run for a while now, and we'll come back a bit later on. I'm going to go and have a cold drink. Martina looks like she's about to pass out because it is literally 38 degrees here, guys. It's so hot. And we'll go and cool off a bit and give that an hour, and we'll come back and we'll check it and see how it's looking, and we'll have a bit of a look. Okay, we're going to have a bit of a look. Going to get the lid off, put the temperature gauge on it. Now it has been a while, I don't know, hour and a half or something. I don't expect it to be ready yet. But we've got a big storm coming over. It's been stinking hot. It's been killing us for days. And you can probably hear the thunder in the background. We're about to get smashed by a little storm cell. I'm probably going to have to drag all this under the bloody marquee to keep the rain off it. I don't know. I've got a few minutes up my sleeve. I'm just going to take its temperature and have a look at it. And we might have to... We've got tables and that set up here because we've got guests coming. So we might have to move all that back and bring the fire pit under here for half an hour until this scud buggers off. But anyway, that's what happens in bloody big jobs like this, doesn't it? We'll get the lid down. Don't forget, King Brown lid lifter. World's best lid lifter. 100% stainless steel, Australian made. Beautiful bits of work, these things. Available at the King Brown shop, campovenkitchen.com.au, and I've got some timber going in here as well as charcoal. So the timber's just starting to flare up on me. Yeah, come in there for a bit of a close-up, Martina. Oh, is that crackle?
Wow.
Starting to crackle a little bit there.
I love this.
Yeah, we don't want crackle in this particular dish though. All my liquid's gone out. I need to get some more liquid in there. That's for sure. Rocking a bit of that beef still. Bring that temperature down a bit. I'll throw some of this. I'll throw some of this chicken stock in there. Oh my goodness, that smells good. That certainly smells good. Right, let's just slow that floor down a little bit. It'll pick up again very quickly. It won't take long. Matter of a minute or two. I want to jab it with my microphone. I want to jab it with my thermometer. And Jesus, what's going on there? It said 86 degrees. 31. What is going on here? Alright, we've got it set on Fahrenheit. Alright, that's what it was. It's not 86 degrees, it's 85 degrees Fahrenheit apparently. I haven't got my glasses on. We'll jam him into there. It didn't even feel like it was ready. Let me have a look. 124. 125 and she's beeping now. 126. Yep. So, it's only halfway. Bit of blood came out of that when I lifted the spear out. She's only halfway. Whack it in the other one and have a look. 136, 138. Yep. 140. Still a fair way off, but it's going. It's getting there. You should always check on a long, slow cook. You should always check every hour or so, just to make sure things are progressing. You know, that it's the temperature, the internal is increased since the last time you checked it. Especially with really big lumps of meat, like 10 kilo lumps. In my experience, I have found, working with a big oven and a big lump of meat, if you're not on the ball with them, they can sort of hit a stall moment, and you'll take the temperature 1 hour, and if you're not on the ball, you might let it go for an hour and a half, and then check it and it hasn't moved. It's still at that same temperature as the very first check. That's a worry. That's happened to me, and it's terrifying when you're trying to hit targets for service, you know, with a few hundred people and stuff at a catering event. Yeah, that's absolutely terrifying. So check them regular. Make sure there's always a progress. If you do get into a stall, which can happen, you just crack through it by whacking on a big heap of extra heat and get things really happening. Right? It's just starting to spit. I'm going to have to get the lid back on here. It's looking great. The saucy looking colour over here on this edge, where it's a bit hotter. Oh, look at that. Look at that, Martina. Bring it over and have a look at this. How good does that look? Hey? The colour and the... Oh, look at that. That is just delicious. But these have got a long way to go. Another hour, hour and a half. At the same rate we're going at, I'm pretty happy with everything. And I'm going to just cut those strings off, and that juice, whatever's left in it, will get mixed in with it. I'll add my secret sauce and finish it off, and we'll be ready to make some tacos. We're going to make taco sliders because they didn't have any bread rolls. I got tacos instead. Okay, we'll check again in another hour, hour and a half, and we'll...
Look at the cat.
Look at the what?
Looking at you.
The cat?
Yeah, looking at you.
You're looking at me, yeah.
There's
It's a bit freaky, that cat's got one yellow eye. He's very dirty. He was here when we came here, and
He's not.
he's been through the flood. Yeah, that's why he's a bit dirty. But yeah, we'll have to wash him up. All right, that's the cat. The cat's keeping an eye on the camp ovens. This rain's getting a bit heavier, but I don't know. It mightn't get too bad. We might get away with leaving this here. But I got me heat-proof gloves there. I can grab this fire pit by the legs and just drag it over under the awning if I have to. That's not really a problem. Okay, we'll get going from here, and we'll get the lid back on. Where's my lifter? And we'll check that in an hour's time. We'll come back, see if we can hit our target at 205 on 205F. King Brown, back later. Yeah, well, the rain came in. I had to get creative. There's a bit of a shower going through, but shouldn't be here long. And yeah, it's a little bit damp out there. You can see we're getting set up in here. We'll try and do. And got some chicken wings going over there in the bullet smoker very shortly. Pulled pork's got a little bit longer to go. And yeah, so anyway, it's still going all lit underneath that other drum. That's fine, it's working. That'll just keep the rain off it. This shower, I think it's only going to be here for a few minutes. Then it's going to bugger off and it'll be back to business as usual. And at least it's cooled it down a little bit. Oh my goodness, it was hot. Alright then, I better get back to what I was doing over here. Get these chicken wings on the go. Get them ready. It beat me. It beat me. Yeah. That shower was so heavy. I dragged it over here under the awning so that to get it out of the rain, because it was pouring rain. So anyway, lucky I got a marquee set up, so that's all right. We're in here. Just going to do a quick temperature check. Here comes another shower. It's going to be heavy rain here for the next 20 minutes, half an hour. Oh, is that hail? That wouldn't surprise me. Hail. That's the odd spit, I think, but yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at this temperature gauge. Ah. .92 on that one. Yeah, long way to go, 86 or something. That rain sort of stuffed me up a little bit. She hasn't moved a lot since the last time I checked it, I think. Huh? Some of it's very tender. Anyway, we'll yeah, it's getting close. I need to get some more liquid in there. Rightio. I don't think we're going to hit the mark on the temperature gauge. We're up there though. I checked it about 15 minutes ago. It was quite high. Everything looking very well cooked, and I think it's going to be no problem to make it into a shredded meat. But I'll run the temperature gauge into it. I've got it right here. We'll have a quick look. It's roaring its head off over here. I've moved it back out. Since the downpour, we actually had bloody hail, would you believe it? 139, 163, 172, 177, 180, 182, 184, still going up. Still on that 85 degrees C, 186 F, and the other one's hotter. So that's fine, I'm happy with that. I'm going to get them out now. Sit them up on here. Come on you, don't stick to the bottom on me now. Oops. Bloody string, look at it. Where'd that go? That storm sort of made things awkward. All good for the heat. Had to put the whole thing here underneath the marquee. Alright, that's out of the road. Now I'll get this stupid net of it. And knife, give me a knife to cut that net. Get the big sock of it. And hopefully it'll just fall to bits anyway. I don't think it'll be too much problem. Oh. Come on, don't you stick.
Why are you doing that to me?
What do you think? It's coming out. Look at this. It's not going to be too hard to pull, but I don't know if I'm going to get this stuff here out of the net.
Leave a little bit.
Leave it in there?
Yeah, leave there for a minute.
Yeah, it's...
Then
yeah.
can come back up.
Oh, okay. Let it cool down a bit?
Yeah.
Right. Good advice, Martina. As always. It's only a bit of crispy skin that's in there anyway. We might have that. We won't probably put that in the pulled pork part. But that part there is looking pretty good. Now, we'll just... Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's melting in your mouth, sort of. No problems at all. I'm going to mush it all up. I lost all my big cutting boards in the flood, so it's a bit harsh on my knives. What do? We're going to get this happening. Now, we're just about getting to the secret sauce stage. Won't be long. I might try my other knife. Switch knives. Now, a good old F-Dick knife.
Is that sharp?
Yeah, it's pretty sharp, and I'm not that worried about knocking the edge off it. I'm going to mince all this together and chop it all up.
And then you have to put the handle.
Yeah, and it's going to go into this camp oven right here.
Alright.
And it's going to go back in. I'm going to mix some sauce with it,
Yeah.
and put it back on the heat gently. And it's going to simmer. I'm not expecting the gas for about another hour, so it's going to simmer in the sauce for another hour. So it's just going to be melting in your mouth by then. Yeah, look, I've done better jobs of pulling, I know, and I probably could have done this so much better. I needed to cook it a little bit longer maybe to get it to pull properly. Who cares? Who cares? The time we mix this with the sauce and soak it all in, no one's going to know any different. It's all going to be fine. Right, shovel that into there, and it's going to get cut up even more yet, but I'm just going to keep things rolling along for the sake of getting this video done. Got to remember, Martina, we need to buy more of those black gloves, the food grade ones. Keep forgetting to buy them. Right, so that's in there. Now I'll show you my secret sauce, and yeah, look at that starting to fall to bits quite nicely. A few big lumps in there that just need shredding up, but it'll all pull down. There it is here, the magic sauce. There it is there. It's called American Style Barbecue Sauce from Coles. Now, when I first started buying this stuff, it would charge me $2 for a bottle. It's now, I think, about $3 a bottle, so it's very expensive stuff. Trust me, this is all you need. Have I opened this before? No. Well, Martina, do you want to point that other camera at me? If you want to duck off, because you've got to go and check your other food, do you? Yeah. Well, just turn the other camera at me. Huh? You can turn that one off and just get that one focused on me. Give me the phone over here so I can do some shorts. Okay. You alright? Can you see the pot?
Yes, good.
Can you give me the phone over here so I can... We'll just do a little bit more filming because I'll be finished. I'm just going to stir this in and that's the end of it. Alright, under the gun. Martina's in a hurry. She's got something cooking in there. We've got the American style barbecue coals. And honestly, that's all you need. You saw me filming earlier. You saw me cooking early with nothing else but a bit of chicken stock or beef stock. Then you add this in. Martina's abandoned the post. I'll have to get the camera going over here. She's gone off. She's got her own stuff happening over there. Okay. Now I'm going to add this barbecue sauce into the pork. A little bit by little bit, and just, you know, till it looks good, until it tastes good. And I'm going to put it back over there on the heat and let it simmer for another hour, just nice and gently. You don't have to do that long. Honestly, 10-15 minutes simmering in the sauce and it's ready to go. But the gas won't be here for another hour, so it'll get plenty of time to work itself into it. And oh, the smell coming out of there right now is just fantastic. It's simple, I know, there wasn't much to it, but I've seen so many people with big complicated recipes on pulled pork, and just doing what I did, anyone can do it. And it ticks the box. I'm telling you now, it ticks the box. It is very good. Give it a go. If I get a chance, I'll get some photos of it on the tortillas later. All dressed up, but I might get busy. I've got friends coming. We're having a private function here, and other than that, thanks for watching. King Brown out.